Autism meltdown. What is it like? An autism meltdown is not pleasant for anyone. A person with autism, parents, brothers, sisters, friends, teachers, any random person who happens to just walk by and watch. Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Lyons. I teach parents the cutting-edge science of autism so that you can make the best decision for your child based on quality information. For the person who is actually experiencing the meltdown, it is a horrific experience, especially if their communication is limited. In this video, I'm going to describe an autism meltdown from the perspective of the experienced autism parent. So things were fine. You were doing something, then you start to know your child's getting a little agitated. You start to feel these red flags. It's just almost intuition. You tune in. And this is when you start to get a little panicky, or your heart starts beating a little faster, and you switch into a different mode. It's more like take action mode. You might start looking for an exit and see if you can get your child out of the soon-to-be overwhelming situation. You probably have some type of toy or snack or a bag or something that you bring with you just in case a situation happens. If you can get out of the situation before things escalate, then you focus on distraction, calming down, and easing back into life. You probably breathe a sigh of relief, and you're grateful that the meltdown was avoided. If you weren't successful in noticing the triggers early enough, then you experience a meltdown with your child. For the parent, it is an emotional roller coaster and different every time. You see your child totally lose control of their emotions and their body, and they've just gone past the red line in life, and they might become violent towards you or themselves or anyone else. They might start shouting, maybe even cursing at you and saying you're a horrible parent and that they hate you. Then they might cover their head with their arms and maybe flail around. And if they're near something, it might actually get knocked over. So the situation can get very dangerous, very quick. It gets complicated. If you're out in public, the stress just builds more and more. Meltdowns can happen in Walmart, Target, out on a hike, on the beach, eating ice cream, anywhere, doing anything. Then people start watching you, and they watch how you react. You start to feel their judgment, even if they're thinking about themselves and not even thinking about you. You get those pity looks, and you might get scowled at. Sometimes people will tell you what to do or what you are doing wrong. Some people will do their best to ignore you, but you know they're paying attention. And sometimes wonderful people will appear, and they'll be there to help or say something kind like, "This is really tough. You're handling it really well." Then the meltdown for your child passes. Many times your child is very apologetic afterwards, but not always. Sometimes it might seem like they don't care if they hit you, if they hurt you in any way. Sometimes they might be embarrassed. They might be mad at you. There's a lot of emotions that your child can be experiencing after a meltdown. But they start to pull themselves together and regroup. But unfortunately, that is the start of most parents' emotional meltdowns, right? You just went through this stressful situation. So you might be angry if your child hit you or someone, if they said something hurtful. You might be embarrassed if people were watching, maybe neighbors or people from school. You might start judging yourself. You might start to wonder if your life will always be like this. Will you always have to be on edge, not knowing when the next autism meltdown will happen? You might get angry again when you start to think about that question. And you might get really frustrated that somehow this is your life. Then you might start to feel guilty if you think you should have been more compassionate towards your child. Then you might question being a parent at all. You might think you're failing your child and you're a terrible person and some better person would have handled this in a much better way. And that's when you might have an emotional or even physical meltdown and get angry. You might say terrible things to your child now, or you might go lock yourself in a closet or a bathroom and just cry. Many autism parents have some type of meltdown after their child has an autism meltdown. Autism meltdowns are hard for everyone. And just like our amazing kids, we regroup and start over again. If you found this video to be helpful, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel to get the cutting edge scientific information about autism so that you can make the best decision for your child based on quality information.